So listen, I just want to talk to somebody real quick and hopefully I can explain why the road was so tough for you. Something that the Lord showed me, I saw in a vision a well-known pastor, and he was having these close relationships with the world, for lack of a better term, with the world or those of the world, those in high position. He was having these kind of real close positions with those who were not kingdom, with those who were obviously in the world. And something that the Lord spoke to me when he was showing me this thing is how he had become compromised by his promotion. Wow. And he said, this is why the road has been so tough for so many people. And what I mean by, so I guess not so many people, but this is why the road was tough for some people, is because there are some people listening where the Lord had determined to prosper you in a way. Some of you in the marketplace, some in various ways. But this would require your integration with the world. This would require you going out and being amongst the world. And the Lord said the reason why your preparation was so arduous, was so difficult seemingly, is because what the Lord was doing was getting you to really trust in him, rely on him, and also to work inside of you a level of humility that would keep your eyes focused on what was most important, because it was what was most important that led you through the wilderness, that led you through the difficulties, and that was God himself, because the wilderness was only a preparation for the good that God had purposed to do for you in the first place. And he said this, the reason why your road was so difficult was because of the integration that your businesses or your ministry or your walk with God or the things that God had purposed for your life, would the places that the call of God was going to take you to. And there's something about mixing, there's something that historically about the children of God mixing with the world that comes with such great temptation, because once someone of low degree starts hanging around and becoming comfortable with those in high esteem, then what tends to happen is that a subtle door, from because they accept you, tends to create an opportunity for you to be compromised or vulnerable to the things that they're into. And this is why the Lord told the children of Israel in Deuteronomy 8 and verses 15 through 18, how he led them, why he led them, and not to forget about him. Why? Because when God begins to put his hands on you and begins to promote you and bless you, it can be very difficult. It can be very difficult not to become compromised by the position that God placed you in. And when you're eating and when you become full and God begins to satisfy the desires of your heart, and God begins to make your bones fat, oftentimes we have a tendency to forget the struggle and forget the author and the finisher. Amen. And sometimes we find ourselves being tempted to do more to blend in when God has called us to stand out. And so I just want to say this to somebody, that regardless of what you went through, the end goal is God being good to you. Regardless of what you went through, the end goal was God determining good on your behalf. And so this is why the road was difficult for you, because God has good plans for your life. And it was the inner work that was necessary to sustain you when God does the outer work. And that's my word for you guys this evening. God bless you all. Love you all. Talk to you soon.